Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Charlie, and welcome to my second Am I the A-hole video series. Today, our topic or theme is going to be romantic relationships. If you've already been here before, thank you for supporting me, and if you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. Am I the asshole for not wanting to be woke up in the middle of the night to make my husband food or rub him? Lately, my husband has been waking me up between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. because he is hungry or wants a rub, back or arm. I hate being woken up when I am sleeping. You and me both, right? Last time he woke me up by poking me until I woke up. It's not hard, just insistent. I hate being woken up when I'm in deep sleep. Who does this? What? Okay. Get through. I told him he needs to make a habit to I told him he needs to not make a habit of it because if he wants a snack in the middle of the night, he can get it himself, and if he wanted a rub, he should have asked before he went to bed. He thinks I am the asshole because I don't drive and he has to wake up to bring me to work every day, Monday through Friday at around 7:15 a.m. I try to say waking up after 8 full hours is different than being woke up in the middle of the night. I can usually fall back asleep fast after, but sometimes, like tonight, I have trouble. He said it's because his back hurts, etc. He wants a rub to fall back asleep, but didn't tell me that until tonight. I also sometimes wake him up snoring. Am I the asshole for not wanting to wake up in the middle of the night to make him a snack or give him a rub when he has to wake up to take me to work in the morning? I feel like I am the asshole because I didn't know it was because his back hurt and to help him fall back asleep. But at the same time, he is a grown man and can get his own midnight snack. Yeah. I can answer questions tomorrow, I guess today, since it's now 4 a.m. Also on mobile, so forgive any spelling or grammar issues. What? Wow, I'm actually speechless. I'm not sure what to say. There is some edits, so we do get to continue. But, just first, right off the bat, I'm just like, why would you wake me up to make you food? Are your arms and legs broken? Like, what? That's ridiculous. Unless you're sick and dying, do it yourself. Oh my god. Okay, let's get some edits in. Let's see. First edits. Thanks everyone. I'm going to keep telling him no. Good. This just started about a week ago and I didn't do it every time. Last night he wanted me to microwave his leftovers at 3 a.m. and I did it just so he would stop saying he was hungry. Oh. I'm going to stick to telling him no and not do it. Good. Edit 2. I get panic attacks when I drive. I am thinking of getting lessons at a driving school, but it's hard when they are so expensive, and I'm not sure how they would deal with panic attacks. Edit number 3. He is not a cat. Thanks, everyone. I was standing my ground about not doing it, and I wanted to make sure I was right. It's good to know there's so many who agree with me. Chances are he will try again, and when I say no, he will stop. Or will stop now that we had an argument about it. I don't plan on giving in to him being childish about this. I have to get back to work, but I appreciate everyone commenting. Edit 4. I asked him for a divorce today. He was surprised and said I didn't put enough effort in? What? Yeah, it sounds like you're literally married to a man-child who can't do anything for himself. Let's look at some of the comments on this one. Reddit deemed this person not the asshole, obviously. Not the a-hole. If my husband did this, I'd be rolling over, giving him divorce papers, and then rolling back and going back to sleep. If he wants midnight snacks, he can make something before bed and leave it in the fridge to heat up. OP, he will keep doing this as long as he gets his way. If it keeps happening, it will be habit forming. Yeah. I have a hard time imagining anyone who would wake their partner in the middle of the night for a non-emergency to not be a complete a-hole. Decent human beings do not do this. You're not the a-hole, OP, and he's lucky he isn't married to me because I don't think I would be able to control my rage if someone did that to me. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon of, divorcing him and such, as they should. What a great one to start off with. Let's move on to the next story. Am I the a-hole? Wife doesn't like having the day off or my card. Okay, that's an interesting start for sure. I'm not sure what to think just from that title. So here is my question to the Reddit world. Am I the asshole here? My wife told me yesterday all I want for Mother's Day is to have the day completely off. I don't need or want anything else. I confirmed with her multiple times and then started planning a day for my 2 boys and I. Today comes by. I intercept my oldest son at 7 a.m. before he comes into our room. We go downstairs to watch his favorite morning show and to eat breakfast. The moment I heard my youngest wake up, I got him out of his crib and downstairs. We finished breakfast and I have them start working on handmade cards for my wife. When I hear her get up, we surprise her with the cards from the kids. Here is where things go wrong. My wife asked me, "Did you write me anything?" I told her I was working on it, but wasn't done. I had been busy with the kids and wanted to finish it up. She was not happy. I quickly finished it up and I sent it to her. A note on this, I'm not a very well-spoken person. I have a hard time putting my thoughts together, so I used Google to turn my thoughts into a letter. She knows I struggle in this area. I come inside and she tells me that I plagiarized and used Google for her letter. I told her I absolutely did, but that the main points were mine. I then sent her the original and she scoffed and said, "That's it." So Reddit, am I the asshole for using Google to make myself sound elegant? Am I the asshole for not writing enough in my original? Final thought. She told me all she wanted was a day off. She is still getting that and is currently out with all her girlfriends. Quick get it. Had an awesome day with my boys. Wife was nowhere to be found for most of it, and I have to say it's the best day my boys and I, have had in a while. I just saw a post on Facebook about how she's had an awesome day with the boys. She's still out with her girlfriends getting her nails and hair done. Edit 3 and final. Kids are in bed. Wife just got home and asked me if I still planned on working out tonight. I straight up told her I was exhausted and going to bed. She's now not talking to me. I'm so done with her attitude and the drama she brings to the table. I mean, I struggle with getting my emotions onto words as well. I know I've never thought about using Google or AI to help me, but I know some of that stuff is kind of newer, so I don't think he's an a-hole for using Google to try and better his letter to his wife. Reddit deemed this person not the a-hole, and I don't think they are. It just sounded... I don't know, it sounds like when your wife expects you to be better at something than you actually are. Am I the a-hole for taking my girlfriend's drinks out of the fridge to prove a point? I mean, I'm already thinking yes, but we'll see. My girlfriend, female 20, and I, male 22, have recently moved into our first shared apartment together. Since this is the first time for both of us living on our own, my parents offered that they will pay for our fridge. That's nice of them. My parents own a rather expensive fridge that has a built-in ice cube dispenser. For the lack of better suggestions from my girlfriend, I decided I want exactly the same fridge as my parents for our apartment. My girlfriend, however, was against it because, in her opinion, extras like the ice cube dispenser are a waste of money, and it would be rude to ask my parents to pay for it. She said we should know our place and go for something more modest, and that she wouldn't use the ice cube dispenser anyway, If I want cold drinks, I should just put my drink in the fridge beforehand. She never said what kind of fridge she would like, though, and so in the end she dropped it, and my parents bought us the expensive fridge when we moved in. It's been a while now, and I frequently use the ice cube dispenser while she just keeps all her drinks in the fridge and takes up loads of space. So yesterday, when I tried to fit in other groceries I bought, I took out all her drinks, so she will have to use the ice cube dispenser now if she wants a cold drink. When she found out, she called me a petty idiot and hasn't been talking to me since. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, for sure. For sure you're the a-hole. I mean, move her stuff around. Figure it out. Don't just do something so you can prove your petty point. 100% the a-hole for taking her drinks out. Reddit also deemed this person an a-hole. Exactly, yeah. So this comment. Even if she caved in and accepted a gift she thought was taking advantage, she goes a step further and starts being petty and malicious to the point where he's forcing her to do things his way and doesn't seem to view that as an issue. I've honestly no. These ice dispensers take up a lot of space that could be used for groceries. I've honestly never seen one, so wouldn't know. I'm ice tray that you freeze blocks in for like a regular person. On to the next one. Am I the a-hole? Refuse to help my privileged wife cover her increased cost of living. So I, male 39, am married to the love of my life, female 36. We have 2 sweet kids, ages 5 and 9, and we all live in a house in a nice, small, typical Scandinavian town. Our economy is mostly shared, more on this in a bit. I'm an engineer working as a consultant, great pay and benefits. I make more than I spend. My wife has a master's degree in human communication, a horribly useless degree even according to herself. Since graduating something like 8 years ago, she has been unable to find a job in her field. Note, those 8 years does include her second pregnancy and maternity leave. Here's the thing. My wife has very wealthy parents, like no financial worries at all wealthy. Nice. Thanks to them, her share of our house was gifted to her. I still may pay mortgage on my share. They gifted her a brand new car. I drive my own. Each Christmas they gift her $20,000, her, not me. Besides that yearly gift, she has more or less been without income for most of her adult life, including when she attended university. She did hold a few odd jobs here and there. We share all family-related expenses, utilities, food, insurances, vacation, kid stuff, and so on, through a shared account, 50-50. Besides that, we have our own accounts, but many purchases goes toward the family, house, kids anyway, so it's not like airtight. You know how it is. Okay. My wife recently got a part-time job, 15 to 20 hours a week, in a clothing store. Pay is terrible, hours are weird, and she doesn't get along with the owner. Therefore, she is considering quitting. I'm telling her to go ahead, but also that even a bad job pays better than no job. In my opinion, she is a little picky with jobs, won't do cleaning, elderly care, and other stuff like that, despite those being jobs she is able to get without any qualifications. She keeps applying for jobs in her own field, but so far without any luck besides a couple of first-round interviews. The market is very limited. Because of increased cost of living, you all know the story, her yearly gift and small paycheck doesn't quite cut it anymore. She tells me that she is barely making ends meet, therefore she has asked me to help her out by paying a larger share of our shared expenses. I basically said no. I told her that not many people are as privileged as her and that she should really be less picky or even consider requalification, new education, and or field of work. I felt bad telling her, but also needed to be honest with her. I could help her out, but that just doesn't sit right with me, all things considered. So now, of course, according to her, I'm an asshole, but am I? I mean, there's no backstory as to what she's been doing so far, but there are some edits, so maybe we'll get some, Maybe we'll get some backstory. Because, I mean, like, I don't know. I could see. I don't think he's being an asshole right now. But, I mean, at the same time, it's like. I don't know. Why be petty about certain things that it's like, do you really need to be petty about that? Is it being petty? So let's see these edits. Edit 1. My wife did full child care for both kids, 1 year of maternity leave per child. As of now, female 9 goes to school and male 5 is in kindergarten. No child care is needed. Chores, edit 2. Chores around the house is shared more or less equally. Edit number 3. When describing her degree as terribly useless, I meant it in terms of job possibilities, nothing else, and she agrees. Edit number 4. The 50-50 and shared account deal was sort of a design criteria in our relationship from the beginning, as we both like to be able to spend whatever we can on whatever we want. I know other couples who have the same agreement, so it never really seemed that odd to me. It's not. Update. Well, this took off. Thank you all. Really appreciate it. Gotta say, some of these comments are, well, just insane. Marriage counseling, loveless marriage, divorce. Calm the fuck down, Reddit. We're doing just fine. So Reddit deemed everyone sucks. Let's see some of these comments, though. Everyone sucks here. I'll probably get downvoted, but this is why having separate finances in marriage is a really, really bad idea. You guys are married, you have kids, you're meant to be a team. It's absurd that you've been paying a mortgage payment on your half of the house and that she keeps $20,000 annual gift to herself. It's also absurd that you have a great job, she's working a very low wage job, and you expect to keep splitting things 50-50 like your roommates. Helping her out doesn't sit right with you because you've been treating each other badly for so long. The whole arrangement needs an overhaul and apologies from both of you. Dang. Hats off to this person. Yeah, honestly, I don't even see why you have separate accounts and a joint account. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do one thing, don't do both things, do one or the other. This is 100% the answer. It's weird to see so many people start Am I the A-hole stories with I'm married to the love of my life, and then go on to explain a story where one or both parties treat each other poorly or like they're basically glorified roommates. You're supposed to be partners, but it feels like both of you are only looking out for yourselves. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband if he wants someone to stay home with our baby, he can do it? For context, I'm currently 29 weeks pregnant. My husband, 29 male, and I, 30 female, met in college and have been together for 8 years, married for 2. Our relationship has always been solid and progressive. My husband has never been much of a traditionalist, despite growing up in a very stereotypical family, had 2 siblings and a stay-at-home mom. His dad worked. Up until recently, we've agreed on nearly everything, save for the small things in our marriage and how to raise kids. However, 2 days ago, we were talking about baby stuff, and my husband started mentioning that he thought maybe one of us should stay at home with the baby for a while and not go back to work after our maternity and paternity leave is over. We both work in tech and make good money and have great benefits. I get 20 weeks of leave after the baby is born, he gets 12. We were trying to decide if we should stagger our leave so someone could be home with the baby until 6 months, the age where most places near us will start daycare. My husband said that he read that it's better for the baby to have a parent home for the first year, so I asked him, thinking nothing of it, if that's really something he'd consider since he might have to quit his job. He asked why he would have to quit since I should obviously be the one to stay home with the baby. I asked him if he was serious, and he said yes, the mom should be the one to stay home. I said, how are we going to make that work on just his income? For context, I make about 3 times what my husband does. It's never been an issue, it never mattered to me. I just finished my master's earlier than he did. We both have them. and went into a more specialized field. We both make good money, but it's my job primarily that pays for the lifestyle we have. So I asked him what we were going to do for a year on one-fourth the income with a new baby. He got a little upset and said I shouldn't even bring that up, and that he makes good enough money to provide for us, and I shouldn't question him. I got mad and said it wasn't realistic, and it was silly for the person who made more money to quit their job, especially since he's the one who thinks someone should be with the baby extra time. I was fine with sending the baby to daycare starting at 6 months. The fight blew up from there, me saying he's being sexist and not considering my feelings at all. I refused to back down, and he ended up taking off after I said he should be the stay-at-home parent if he wants one so bad, and him saying that he didn't deserve to be emasculated just for suggesting I should stay home like a good mom. Yep. I talked to some of my family and his family about it, and the answers are kind of split. So am I the a-hole for bringing up the pay disparity and telling him that unless he's the one to stay home, baby is going to daycare? Just wow. That does sound sexist, which is BS. Other than breasts, what do you have or don't have that you can't stay home with your child, especially your newborn baby? There's always pumping and formula too. It's become harder to have excuses not to be a decent dad to your baby. But there's huge updates. I was reading through a ton of comments last night and got really nervous, wondering if maybe I was wrong about my husband being progressive. A lot of people were asking why we didn't talk about all this before we got pregnant, and the thing is, we did. We had agreed on daycare for the people suggesting a nanny. I've begun looking into it, but they're really difficult to find sometimes, because we both wanted to keep our jobs that we love. My husband has been acting weird and quiet since we fought, but this morning I finally sat him down and was basically like, what is going on? This doesn't seem like you. Some of the comments here got me thinking about what his family might be pressuring him to do, and so I asked about that, and a ton of stuff came out. He said he brought up the staggered leave to some people in his family at dinner a couple weeks ago. I wasn't there. And a few of them thought someone should stay home longer, and his brother laughed and made some jokes about my husband being a housewife, stay-at-home mom. His brother, 35, divorced, considers himself to be a man's man and has a lot of sexist views, so he's made jokes before about me being the breadwinner. So what? God. Dudes, work on your insecurities. Who cares if she makes more money than you? If you're together or married, her wins are your wins. How hard is that to understand? I know that's not really related to here, necessarily. No one's more or less manly for making more or less money. After hearing this, my husband snapped a bit because some of his coworkers and his older brother have laid into him a bit about the fact that I make more money and have a better job title, calling him a trophy husband and other dumb stuff like that. And it made my husband feel insecure, so he lashed out a bit at me, and that's why we fought. He's admitted that he felt really bad about it, which is why he's kind of been avoiding me. We have now agreed to looking into a counselor and more into a nanny service, and he has admitted that he doesn't mind the idea of taking a few unpaid months to stay home. He's just really worried about his brother and friends' jokes. Thank you to everyone for helping me feel more confident to confront this. We are doing much better. That's awesome. Yeah, the OP, definitely not the asshole. Reddit also deemed them definitely not the asshole. I mean, that sucks that your friends and family make you feel this way. People who make you feel emasculated or feel insecure about yourself are friendships and relationships that I would think about not being in anymore, personally. It sounds like they're doing better, and it sounds like this dad gets to spend a few months with his baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Props to you, Dad. On to our last story for this video. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend I want to spend our date alone with her and not with her sister and nieces? Sounds like maybe this girlfriend has a big family, and maybe she appreciates that big family. I, 28 female, have been with my girlfriend, 28 female, for over 6 years now, and due to her mental health, we haven't had a chance to go on a date in a very long time. I have invited her out multiple times, but she always refuses, which again, I fully understand why. Okay, we have an understanding girlfriend. Okay. We finally planned to go to my favorite park and have dinner afterwards, which she offered to pay for, and I was so excited to finally spend quality time with her. We live together and spend time together indoors, but it isn't the same as going out on a date, so I was really looking forward to it. She decided to visit her sister and nieces yesterday and stay the night, which I thought was lovely. They haven't seen each other in a while, so it's not a problem. So this morning I get ready to have a shower as we plan to meet for lunch at the park. She checks in with me to make sure that everything is still good and then messages me to tell me that she invited her nieces and sister along as they would love to go to the park. I'm a little confused as I thought this was a date, which I mentioned, and she said that spending time with the girls would make the date even better for her. Now, I do not have an issue with going to the park with them. Honestly, if this was just a random park trip, I would have said bring them along anyway, as that would have been nice, but this was supposed to be a date? So I explained to her that I wanted to spend quality time with her today, and I wish she asked me first before inviting anyone along. She got upset and started saying that the girls will always come first, and that she hasn't spent any quality time with them at all this week, but has done so with me. In my eyes, a date is very different to spending time alone at home. We had a little argument, but I made it clear to her that my issue isn't the fact that we were going to spend time with the girls that day. I love spending time with them and her sister, but that this was supposed to be a date. I said we could have just rescheduled the date and had a park outing with them today instead, but she was telling me that I'm selfish and that she can't believe how I can be such a terrible person. She then said this word for word: if we had planned a candlelight dinner by the beach or something and they want to go, they can. If you want to date me, you should just get used to them crashing our dates. I have not yet replied to her message. I feel as though that it's important that it's just me and her, otherwise it isn't a date, and at the moment I don't feel special to her or valued as a partner. And I should now go into every date with the expectation that she will bring someone along with her. She has now canceled as she showed her sister our messages, and they said they don't want to go out now because of this mess. I spoke to my sister and she agrees with me that a date is between the couple, not family. So Reddit, am I the a-hole when I wanted to spend our date with just her and not anyone else? Edit, thank you for all the support. I have posted a quick update in the comments, nothing big, just addressing a few questions. Let's see, oh, okay, I found it. I was quite uncomfortable by this, to be honest, and apparently her sister doesn't see anything wrong with anything my girlfriend said and agrees that the girls should be the priority. I don't know exactly what she said, but I had a quick talk with my girlfriend, which unfortunately didn't really go anywhere, but we plan to talk again in the morning, so hopefully I'll have a full update by then. And she said her sister went full mama bear mode despite the fact I mentioned multiple times the issue isn't spending time with the girls, which they both seem hung up on. But to be honest, she has always been quite aggressive. I guess I can describe it in her love for her daughters. For example, my girlfriend and I both caught COVID around Halloween last year. We planned a small kids party as the girls love Halloween and dressing up, but obviously we had to cancel it and she got upset and said we have disappointed her daughters who were looking forward to a party. We offered to just postpone it, but she said it's too late and she will just have to do something else with them so they still have a good Halloween. I remember when we visited them a month after, and out loud she said that Sarah, fake name, the oldest daughter, asked why they didn't have a kids party for Halloween and was sad about it. Almost immediately Sarah looked at her confused and said, I didn't say that. I tried very hard not to smile and laugh at that. Of course she didn't say anything after that because she was caught. Yeah, just from reading some of these comments, like, it almost sounds like that your girlfriend's being toxic to you in a way of, like, invalidating your romantic feelings, basically. And then her family, especially her sister, who sounds like her sister's her support system, she sounds She sounds like she definitely cares about her girls and her children, and that's fine. As a parent, you should care about your children. But I don't know, I think it's a weird dynamic when it's like you want to give your kids everything, and then when they don't get certain things, even if it's just small conveniences, if they don't freak out, the mom or parent usually does. And it's like, what? You care more than the kid. And it was for kids. It was, especially if it's like a kids party. It was supposed to be for kids and all that good stuff. You're the one mad about it as an adult, not your children. We'll call that some slightly Karen behavior. That is going to be the last Reddit story for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to come back for more. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.